Haven't done this in a while. This is really awkward. Okay, but I'm still going to try because this camera is only 80 ringgit, and yes, I can't believe it's only 80 ringgit, but it produces such amazing pictures. Alright, so as I was scrolling TikTok, I've noticed that a lot of people are using this Kodak M35 and the results seem pretty good. So and I always really like I always had an eye for film look pictures, you know, the texture, the colors, it's just different. And however good you are, I'm just an amateur, but however good you are and you try to edit it to the film texture, it may not come out as right as actually washing it on film. So yes, let's just get straight into the review because that's what you're here for. So the price of this camera on Shopee from where I bought it is about 80 to 90 bucks. If you buy it with the combo with the film, it's about 110 ringgit. So yeah, it's a rather affordable, I mean super affordable camera. And you have a choice of using a film roll of 36 to 24 shots from 200 to 400 ISO. Okay, so the build of this film, oh wait, let me get the camera. Okay, now we're moving on to the build quality of this camera. It feels okay lah, sturdy. If I drop, will it fall? If the camera drops, will it break apart? It could. It definitely could. The body is plastic. It's got 3 toggles, 1 shutter release, and 1 on and off button for the flash, and 1 toggle to insert your film, and 1 over here to insert your battery. The good thing is they have made this in so many funky colors. I think it's, even if you don't want to take photo, you can just buy it for it to be a travel accessory. It looked really cool in your Instagram post. And the best part is it only weighs 100 grams. Yes, 100 grams. So you know, sometimes we are like acha photographer, then you want to get the most expensive gear, but then you'll be like, malas, I want to carry this, too heavy. But no excuse not to carry this because it's only 100 grams and all you have to do is click. I'll explain more about that when we speak on the technicality side of this camera. Okay, so now let's get into the boring bit, which is the technicality. Actually, this camera, you don't really need to look into the specifications because hello, it's 80 ringgit only. I mean, what are you going to expect out of this, right? But anyway, because this is a review, I have to. So the focal length is 31mm. What do they mean by 31mm? The lens that I'm using right now is 16mm. It's how wide you can take your picture, or you know, your landscape view, how wide it's going to be. For a good comparison, your iPhone wide angle is probably about 11mm, so you can get an estimate of how wide 31mm is. And an aperture of 10. Aperture is basically how much light the camera lets in. The larger the number, the smaller the amount of light the camera lets in. Okay, and a shutter speed of 1/120th a second, which is really fast. Now, don't get so confused. In short, it means that this camera is not an ideal camera for low light conditions, okay, because it lets in a lot of light, so you need to optimize your subject and your environment before using it. Okay, now let's get straight into the cons of having this camera, because there's only one con that I can think of, which is this camera functions best from 6:30 a.m. or 7 a.m. all the way up till 7 p.m. in short, with adequate amount of light, ideally in broad daylight, outdoors. Okay, so even if you want to take a picture like indoors, in a restaurant, in your room with good lighting, not too sure of the outcome, because on my extreme tests, all I could see was this. Even on this picture here, you can see the bulbs are super bright, and everything else, though it was rather okay lit for an indoor situation, it didn't really perform. And that is using an ISO film of 400. Having said that, I have not personally tried it with flash, so you can definitely try it out and share, and we can all comment. Okay, so that's the one and only con that I can think of after using this camera. Now let's go to the good part of this camera. Okay, so firstly, I think it's a super duper excellent camera for those who want to start to venture into the photography field. You don't know whether this is something you want to further invest in bigger gadgets. You can definitely start here, because it will definitely gauge your skills and it will make you want to take more pictures, because the pictures are really nice. And also, I think it's a good buy for kids, because like it's something that they can toy around with to see if they actually have an interest, and it doesn't cost much, despite photography being an expensive hobby. Okay, so what I really like about this is that unlike the bigger gadgets or even your phone, where you have the option to complicate things by picking the best setting and then only shooting, or shooting and then not being happy and going back and tweaking settings, shooting again, yeah, it's a bit complicated. But with this, you cannot adjust anything. Everything is predetermined, prefixed on this. So all you have to do is frame your shot, which is what do you want in front. Do you want the entire thing? Do you want me closer? Do you want me further away? And framing is all you have to work on, and click the shutter button. And the next best thing, which I really like, is the joy of sending it to wash and to see actually what turned up. Like, yeah, I think that wait is like, it's really exciting to get your films back. And it's so light, it's portable, it's a cool travel accessory. And yeah, I think that's about it. And now I'm going to insert some images which I personally like. I'll start off with these, which were shot in really low light conditions. And as you can tell, because with film the contrast is, it's well contrasted and it's well highlighted. So if it's in a really low condition, sometimes the contrast will overshadow the brighter areas and you won't get anything. However, despite like this image, I really like how the sunset turned out, and the colors and the sky still being well preserved despite it being shown directly at sunlight. And here are some taken during daylight. Like if you can look at this particular image, the shadows of the pillars and the bright areas, it looks so damn good. And even on this picture, as you can see the colors of the Malaysian flag and the blue walls and the green trees. Yeah, that's the thing about film, you know, when you watch film, it's just something it's really hard to take with in digital images. And I'll insert a few more and to entice you to go and buy it too. No, I'm not making any commission, neither is this a paid review. It's just something that I need to share because it's so good. Okay, and yeah, those are the images. And where do I watch the film? I went on Google and I just located a store in KL, and they're called Darkroom 8. The link will be in the description. So besides that, extra tips, I don't have a film right now to show you how to insert it, but I can try. Hang on. Okay, so after you have unlocked the, okay, you open it and you see this toggle here. Lift it. Okay, put in your film here. See this one, put in the film here, and then you will see this hook. You can turn, hook one film here and just leave the rest to curve around this, and close, and you can press it down. And after every time you click, there will be a number here. Okay, so turn the number until you see a 1. I hope it's focused. Okay, turn the number until you see a 1, and then every time after you click, just wind it until you feel it's stuck or you hear a tuck, so which means you've taken 1 and you're moving the film to shoot on the next part. Okay then, so that sums up my review for this particular camera, which is a very simple, not complicated, exciting camera, and I hope that you too will be excited to go ahead and buy it in a really funky color. Till the next video then, bye bye.